Week in review, April 24th, 2023. Missed last week's week in review because I was traveling. I'll get to that in a minute. Going to dive into a couple comments and then cover a few of the things that have been going on and some other things that are noteworthy. Arena de Oliveira. Thanks for the updates. The one-day fundamentals course can be powerful. I know we have the healthcare providers course, level 1, healthcare provider level 1. The one-day format, a lower price, and focus on the fundamentals of the methodology can be a great way for healthcare professionals to get some more knowledge about CrossFit. I hope the pilot goes well and they can take this format to other locations. Thanks. So, thank you for the feedback on the level 1 or the one-day fundamentals course. Again, this course was something we created for the Army that we are conducting currently. We've done 3 or 4 months worth of them, and we're doing it for the rest of the year in Savannah, Georgia at Fort Stewart. We decided to bring it to the civilian market and test out a couple locations. So we have a course posted in the Dallas area, and we also have a course posted in the Philadelphia area. I think specifically at Bridgeport. It's a one-day course that's a great introduction to CrossFit, the methodology, the movements, and it's great for your members and or people who are just interested in CrossFit. A couple key points about it. It's a $350 course, for one day, so it's much cheaper than level 1. And if you sign up for this course and take it, that $350 can roll over to, if you ever eventually decide to take the level 1, that $350 can roll over to that cost. So definitely check it out. Let your members know if you're in the Dallas area or the Philadelphia Bridgeport area. Let your members know about it. Check out CrossFit.com where we have those courses posted. And definitely let's get some people going to the course and then actually giving us feedback on what they think of the course, because that'll ultimately determine the success of the pilot and if we scale this to more locations and make this a regular offering. But because of the low price point and the low barrier of entry with time commitment, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a really good option for people who are interested in learning about CrossFit or want to know more about the methodology to check out. Steven Feister, 12 days ago, he asked me thoughts on the Norep Open. So I don't know much about it other than I'm not on my main account that often these days for whatever reason. I'm trying to get a little more active with it. I went to my DMs and I saw that Hiller had sent me a message. I think I answered it a little late. I don't know how long it had been sitting in there, but he mentioned something along the lines of, I think he was at this time thinking about doing it, and had I ever thought about doing tests where across both genders and all weight classes that the workouts can be compared one for one. And I said, well, absolutely. 17, or I'm not, sorry, it's not 17. The 7 minutes of burpees, that was totally, that experiment or that test when created, I was like, what was really cool about this is we can compare the men and the women pretty much on the same playing field. Obviously the height to which they're each jumping is a little different, but the standard is the same, and it's completely body weight, standard being 6 inches above the top of the reach. So that was, that workout, I had that in mind. Oftentimes during the regionals of years past and at the games, especially with the run and the swim stuff, I love the fact that you could compare men versus women on the same exact task and see who was faster. And like on a lot of the run and swim events, like Tia would beat everybody but like 4 or 5 of the men. Ultimately, one of the men would be the fastest, but in a combined ranking, Tia and Christy Aramo, they were usually like within the top 5 or 6 of all finishers. So I really, and there was a few others, I can't think of them now, but there were a few instances where I definitely programmed things to where we can compare everybody, even the paddleboard events, stuff like that. You look at that. Beyond that, I don't know much about the Norep Open, so can't share many thoughts on that. But I had that little exchange with Hiller on that topic. So last week, didn't do this because I was traveling out to the East Coast, flew into Savannah on Monday, stayed in Savannah, drove up to the one-day course that we have going on in Fort Stewart. Attended about the morning of the course, checked in with the staff, checked in with how it was going. That effort, again, has been going on since mid-January, and we will be doing 3 one-day courses for 50 people each a week in Fort Stewart for the rest of the year. So Tuesday we teach, Wednesday we teach a new group of 50, Thursday we teach a new group, then the trainers leave, and then repeat every week. And we're collecting data on the whole effort and looking at the success of it. So more to follow on that, but on the ground there, it's going great. Really happy and excited about what the trainers are doing and how receptive the soldiers are with the entire effort. Before that, we had Ben Smith and Mackenzie Flincham out there doing some, they went to the ACFT, the Army Combat Fitness Test, and then they did actually some more specific warrior skills tests and some other tests that the Army do for their soldiers that are unit specific, and they went through those too. They had a blast, they did great obviously, and it's been really cool to bring some of our community in and engage with the leadership and the soldiers at this level. After spending half a day there, hopped in a car with another colleague from CrossFit, and we drove 4.5 hours to Fort Bragg. And then once we got to Fort Bragg, had dinner with a local affiliate, Sarah from CrossFit Southern Pines. They have a great community, great box. See them pretty frequently whenever I go out there, which seems to be all the time now. So had fun checking in with them. And then the next morning we met up with CD, General Donahue, and just talked about where this project is and talked about other projects and other things going on. And we go way back, as I've said on this before. I deployed with him in 2004 or 5, and so it's been really cool to kind of reconnect. Obviously now he's a 3-star general. Back then he was 03, 04. But spent some time with him, always a pleasure, always learn a lot. It's always, he's a great leader and a great man, always honored to be in his presence and to see his leadership style and to take something away from how he commands a room and commands his units fundamentally. Related to the Army trip, unrelated, but related to the Army, I should say, all of our courses now are available through this program called Army Ignited. So Army Ignited was this opportunity for soldiers to sign up for a level 1 and have the Army reimburse them fundamentally for the course. Well, recently our team's been doing a lot of work on the back end, and they now have all the courses within our CrossFit ecosystem, within our CrossFit HQ course offerings, call it, approved. So anybody now in the Army can sign up for any of our courses through this Army Ignited program and get reimbursed for the training, which is super cool. So there's a lot of people obviously in the Army who already do CrossFit, and so utilize this opportunity to take all these courses on the Army's dime, essentially. Yeah, the next question is, why aren't we doing this with the other services? We're trying to. They're all so, I'd say, fragmented, not in a negative way, but fragmented in that these programs that each branch has doesn't come across every other branch in the same way, and sometimes they don't even have the same programs. So we're working with the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines to see if they have similar programs and if we can get it going with them. So super cool opportunity for those who are serving in the Army to engage with our courses through Army Ignited. Friday, so Monday through Wednesday I was in Bragg and Stewart, and then flew back, and then Saturday I flew down to San Diego for the day, flew back the same evening, and when I got to San Diego, drove up to Temecula and went to CrossFit Overload. CrossFit Overload, John Lavelle, Kira Lavelle, it's been around for 15 years, so it's their 15-year anniversary. They have a great community. It's gone through a number of different owners, Sherry Zing and Bob Zing. Wayne Kim has owned it, and so has Jordan Gravatt. And so Jordan actually started it, and it went through all these all friends and family basically. and now at this point, John and Kara are running it. And it's always, especially in the SoCal area, or even specifically the Temecula area, been a hub for community and all things CrossFit. They just are very supportive of everything going on within the community and within their own micro community. So they do a great job. Great gym, really big. They had a lot of people there. They were throwing down. A few people asked why I wasn't doing the workout, but I showed up late. It had started already, and I just flown down that morning. So it looked like a really fun workout. It was cool to hear John address his folks and just see how much energy and care and passion they have for him as their leader, and Kara, and just everything going on in that box. So that was a lot of fun. I always enjoy getting out and seeing affiliates. Not always able to do it as often as I'd like, especially now with all this Army stuff going on. But I still, especially if I have any travel going on, I try to drop into affiliates and say hello. Actually, when we were driving from Savannah to Stewart, which was 4.5 hours, in the middle of nowhere, I Googled local CrossFit gyms, and there was one right off the side of the road, about 30 minutes north of the road we were going up. So pulled over, dropped in. They weren't there, but I try to drop into gyms at random times when possible. Related to affiliates and all of this talk is this exciting announcement that we announced last week, that CAP is now included in the affiliation. So what is CAP? CrossFit Affiliate Programming. It's a product we started up about maybe 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and it was originally, I think they were called, Hand Plan. It was James Hobart, Spencer Handel, and Austin Maliolo, and they had a programming product called Hand Plan. CrossFit basically took it over, or took them in, and offered it as CrossFit Affiliate Programming. For that first year, 1.5 years, however long we've been doing it, it was $125 a month offering, so $1,500 annually. And now we've decided as a leadership team, as a company, that we are going to include that in the affiliate fee as a added value for those who are flying the CrossFit flag. So if you're a CrossFit affiliate and you want to utilize programming or have programming for you, you could use our CAP free of charge starting May 1st. The main goal of CAP programming, this is their language that thank you James for supplying with, Hobart. The main goal of CAP programming is to offer a CrossFit class experience based on the core tenets of our methodology and enhance the coach workout with programming, class plans, and professional development tools for trainers of all abilities. So all the resources that surround it are really with the mindset and perspective of obviously you get the programming, but enabling the coaches and the owners to take some tools away and learn from the resources to run that class. So in theory, the actually using and engaging with the content that's provided should help you become a better trainer, because that's the focus with the product as we're putting it out, is to put a high priority on creating better trainers, making you guys better trainers, giving you more info, so when you go on the floor, you can deliver a high quality, world-class product. Obviously, that's one piece of becoming a better trainer. There's a lot of other levels to it, but we're trying to do our part with this format in a way that supports the affiliate owners and the affiliates and the affiliate trainers. The CAP team is made up of seminar staff members, affiliate coaches, and past affiliate owners and managers. I'm engaged now too. I'm leaning in and supporting and helping and challenging and in any way I can. I say challenging because my leadership style and one of the ways I do business and work with teams is I press. And if I see an area to help someone grow or to help an idea grow, I can usually pinpoint and poke at it and press to get, I believe, the best out of a specific thing or a specific person. So that's why I say and challenge. CAP is currently integrated with multiple platforms like Beyond the Whiteboard, Wodify, Boxmate, Train Heroic, and SugarWOD. The goal of this is to make sure we can be easily available for any affiliate that wants to use CAP. CAP creates weekly coaching educational tips. The theme of these tips changes monthly and at least 4 months out of the year to include CEU opportunities for level 3 and level 4 coaches who complete and submit the work for these a little more, and then I'll be done talking about it. We provide daily workout overview videos, demo videos, and new coaching tip videos every week. Over the next few months, the team will continue to develop CAP in a way that drives as much focus and utility to the class as possible. We want the class to be the most central part of the programming, and we want coaches to have the necessary tools to improve their ability to run a CrossFit class. Questions can go to programming@crossfit.com, as well as the affiliate district reps, or as well as send me a question. In regards to CAP in general, communicate with us what you like about it, what you want to see, what's working, what's not working. Shoot me ideas, shoot the team ideas. The only thing that's going to make it better is if we are hearing from you guys on the value of it and what you guys think about it. Programming in general, programming as an affiliate. So people, this always comes up. If you're starting off and you feel comfortable and want to program for your affiliate, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that you call it earn your stripes through programming, through trial and error, and through trial and error with education. So don't think I'm just saying to do anything and to put your people at risk, but consume our resources, the different programming articles we have, look at what others do, try it on your own. If you don't feel comfortable, which is fine, dive into something like this, or check out some of the other programmers out there that are offering programming, like Sherwood, like Tia, like Froning. There's plenty of good programmers out there who have programming that you can subscribe for that'll take that work out of it and maybe open up some time to dedicate resources to coaching and to be on the floor, to maybe develop your trainers. So my personal message is not that everyone should be doing CAP or even following anyone's programming. I would actually recommend you program a little on your own to learn. But if you're the type of person who just doesn't want to worry about it, then yeah, take advantage of these resources that are out there. This weekend, I shot at a shooting comp on Sunday, and it's a couple hours south. Drove down. I was all over the place, and it actually, something was off with the gun, and I knew it, and had a really poor stage 1, had a really poor stage 2, and at that point, we went to there's 8 stages. I knew something was up with the gun. I'm not that bad of a shooter, and I said, hey guys, I'm just taking off. I'm gonna go home and figure this out, because I didn't want to spend the rest of my day chasing the bullet around and trying to figure out my issue. Drove home. I actually called one of my friends, talked to him on the drive home, and he's like, oh, you quit. I'm like, no, I didn't quit. I made an intelligent decision to leave at that moment and not waste the rest of my day fighting the equipment and just dealing with it at home, because I know that I wasn't going to solve it there. I got home. I was able to figure out what was going on. I would not have figured that out there under the environment of competition, and I was able to remedy it, fix it, and I'm really glad with the decision I made to leave that event and come home and figure it all out at home. Also, kind of cool, I am going to go back to San Diego on Wednesday. Jocko has asked me to be on his podcast, so I will be doing that Wednesday afternoon. I don't know what format he uses. I don't know if it's live or if it's cut up afterwards and put out. I've never watched his podcast, but I saw him a couple months ago at Bobby Ramirez's funeral. We caught up, we chatted for about 5 minutes, talked about some CrossFit stuff going on, and so that was pretty cool. Prior to that, I've known Jocko from when we were both active duty at the same time. We were never on the same team. We never deployed together or worked together. I actually met him. I was active duty. I was an instructor, and I forget where he was, but we linked up via CrossFit. We were both active duty at the same time, but because of what CrossFit was doing and what he was doing in regards to his stuff at the time, we had lunch with Glassman and Nicole a long time ago. And then since that time, he's had an affiliate and runs an affiliate at his fight gym, and so every few years I'd communicate with him about his affiliation status or help with seminars or whatnot. I think we've even done some seminars at his affiliate. So we've been in contact over the years, but like I said, he asked me last week if I would hop on the podcast. Going to do that. I do not do a lot of podcasts. I guess the last one I did was with Savannah, but if Jocko is going to ask, I'll be honored to be on his podcast. So I guess next week I'll talk a little bit about how that went. Thanks a lot. That's it for now.